Good morning. How are you? Let us discuss how to create effective communication. This discussion will focus on creating appropriate communication network across the organization. What is communication? Communication is flow of information. Communication is talking with other people, sharing data with other people, sharing information with other people. The ultimate result of communication is result in the form of improved performance of the organization. Let's talk about communication in the context of organization. What exactly is an organization? Organization is a group of people. Now these people are working together. The communication can be in the form of one-way communication, X to Y, Y to Z, Z to W, W to A. This is one-way communication. Communication can be in the form of two-way communication. One person is sending information to this, to this, to this, to this, and these people are returning back communication again, feedback. So this can be two-way communication. There may be one person sharing information with all. There may be everybody sharing information with every other person like this. He is sharing information with him, with him, with him, with him. He is also sharing information with him. Every individual is sharing information with every other person. So these are different structures of the organization. Accordingly, people share information. If the flow of information is very high, there can be problems. Information overload. People may have more information. People may be able to concentrate on unimportant information and may skip out most important information because there is excessive flow of information. These are typical formats of organization. Hierarchical organization. This is a common hierarchy. People at the top pass on the information to the people at the bottom. They don't try to collect back information, they only push the information. Person at the top management, CEO, thinks he knows everything. He passes on the information to his juniors. His juniors then pass the information after filtering it to the junior people further. So on, the flow of information is from top to the bottom. This is called pyramidal organization. On the other hand, you can have modern form of organizations like this, where everybody is part of team. Information comes to the center as well as information goes from the center. The person who is CEO here keeps collecting information and also keeps sending information. So there is two-way communication here with the people. Generally, in every organization, there are positions of power. A person who is CEO is of highest authority. A person who is working at bottom level is at lowest level of authority. The people at the top generally pass on the information to the people at the bottom. But ideally, the people at the top should also use members of the organization to collect vital information. Information should filter down from the top to the bottom and also from bottom to the top. Organizations are dynamic entities, dynamic groups of people, where information is source of power. If you possess more information, relevant information, important information, you are possessing power. And everyone tries to become powerful person. People try to become powerful. There is a term called politics. Politics is the process through which people try to acquire power. Politics is the process through which people try to become more powerful. So, the process by which people become powerful is centered around information. So, having access to key information resources makes you powerful. If you say you have very important information, if you say you have very confidential information, if you say you know the most important, vital, confidential, secret information, other people will start respecting you. Other people will start recognizing you, because you will be considered a very, very important person, because you have vital information. Somebody who has important information is always very, very important person. So, information should be considered as an important tool, important asset. You must know that if you are communicating something, you are sharing some very important thing. If you speak something, speak it with care. Every speech, every communication involves transfer of information. Be very careful. You are always judged on the basis of what you are speaking, how you are speaking. If you go in an interview board, you are selected on the basis of your ability to communicate. If you are working in an organization, your promotion is based on your ability to communicate. If you are CEO of the company, your company's image depends upon the quality of your communication. The communication coming out from your company will determine its image. So, the image of a company is good or bad, it depends upon communication. If the company's PR department, public relations department, media department, social media marketing department, if they are effective in communication, they will be able to create a positive brand image of the company. If they are not effective, the company's image will fall down. So, to bring about effectiveness in the organization, you need to create a coherent environment in the company where there should be excellent means of communication. People should communicate very easily, openly. There are two types of communication: formal communication, informal communication. Formal communication and informal communication are often apart. Long gap, huge gap. In formal communication, people are speaking something. In informal communication, people are speaking opposite. In formal communication, people say the company wants welfare of the employees. And in informal communication, which is taking place in canteen, people are saying that management says that we want to exploit workers. Now look at them. Two opposite meanings are taking place. This is not effective communication. Effective communication is when formal and informal communication has no difference. So, when there is no gap between formal communication and informal communication, both are same, then it is called effective communication. Effective communication is when there is enough transparency, openness. People share something very carefully and with very conscious mind. Then it is effective communication. Effective communication is when people are working as a team to help each other. That is effective communication. The question is, my question to you is, how can we create effective communication? Suppose you are an entrepreneur. You set up a company. You have 100 employees working with you. How will you create effective communication? How will you ensure that your company is outstanding in its performance? What will you do to ensure effective performance of your employees? Tell me. These are the points on which you have to discuss. What are the points? You have to create communication, better communication through meetings, conference, brainstorming sessions, seminars, interactions, informal interactions. You may have to formulate committees where people come together and discuss. You may have to form groups, small teams where people work together. And you may have to create a culture based on octapace. Each of these words represent values. O for openness, C for collaboration, T for trust, A for authenticity, P for proaction, A for creativity, and E for experiments. So this can be a unique culture which you may create, which will create positive environment for communication in the organization. If there is negative environment means what? What is negative environment? If there is distrust among people, if people distrust each other, if people do not have faith on each other, if people do not want to work together, if people do not want to share information with each other, if they are ready to fight with each other, that is negative environment. If there is negativity, whatever you will do will result in zero or minus. You will form a committee, people will start fighting there. The committee will be wastage of time. You form a meeting, the meeting will be the worst thing. People will start fighting there itself and everything will be useless. You start conference, again people will start fighting, no result. So first thing that you have to do in any organization is to create positive climate, positive environment. How do you create a positive environment? Create openness. People should have trust on each other. People should have openness. They should work in an open work environment. There should be collaboration. People should collaboratively work together. There should be collaboration among people. There should be authenticity. People should believe in genuineness. Proaction. People should be proactively involved in doing something constructive. Authenticity. There should be authenticity and autonomy. One more A. Autonomy. People should get autonomy to do something good for the organization. Autonomy to do something positive. Autonomy to do something good. Freedom. Then there should be environment for encouraging creativity and experiments. People should get continuous support to do some creative work, to do some experiments. So this octapace, these values will enable you to create a positive, energetic environment. Something where people are willing to work in a collective environment. First you create a positive environment plus positive thinking, positive environment, positive feelings, then form these things. If required, you can form meeting. If you required, you can form committees. If you required, you can form teams. They will give you result only and only if there is overall a positive environment. If you do not have a positive environment, nothing positive will come out. First create a positive environment, then expect these things to work. Your committees, your meetings, they will work when people are there to help each other collaboratively. Because synergy means 2 plus 2 is more than 4, 5. Why? Because people are working together in a positive environment. Positive environment. Positive environment results in greater output. Mathematically 2 plus 2 is 4, but synergy results in 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. This extra output is because of positive environment. The collective environment of the team is outcome of better work culture. Otherwise, if you do not focus on building right work culture, 2 plus 2 will become 3, not 4. People will start fighting with each other. People will start fighting with each other. Your committees, your meetings, your groups, teams will give negative result if the work culture is negative, if there is negativity in the environment. You know why Parliament, legislative assemblies, and so many different committees in our country or in any other developing countries are giving negative output? Because the overall environment is that of distrust, hostility. There is no healthy discussion going on. People are just fighting, just trying to push. What do you require? First of all, if you really want to create a true collective work environment, you want to generate synergy, the first thing that you require is create a positive environment. Openness, people should have openness. They should be willing to collaborate, not compete. There should not be an environment of competition. There should be an environment of collaboration. There should be trust. People should trust on each other. People should be authentic. They should be candid. They should share openly with open heart. If you can create an environment like this, then it will create a positive environment. And if you will create a positive environment, it will result into development of effective communication. Then you can form committees, conference, brainstorming, committee, groups, teams. What is brainstorming? Brainstorming sessions are sessions where you give a topic, you introduce a topic and allow members to speak anything. You write down their ideas and afterwards you analyze them. But when they are speaking, you don't stop, you don't question them. This allows people to speak out. That is brainstorming. It can help you in identification of creative solutions. What are committees? Whenever you have difficult issues, the best idea is to create a team, a committee. Whenever you want to create brand, whenever you want to create a creative solution, the best idea is you create a committee. So, committees are the best opportunities for you to create positive platforms. When you want to do a creative solution, suppose you want to launch a new product. So, you want to launch this product, a new product. You want to think about whether you should launch this product or not. What do? You create a multifunctional team. You can pick up one person from marketing department, one person from production department, one person from quality department, picking up people from different departments and combining them together. You will create a committee where people will share their ideas and discuss. What you have to keep in mind, there should not be groupthink. What is groupthink? Groupthink is a problem. Groupthink is a situation when one person speaks something and other people are saying yes, 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 yes. That is groupthink. It is dangerous. If everybody becomes yes man, this is not the committee. It is one person plus 7 persons. Everybody saying one thing. There is no committee. Committee is when we don't have groupthink. So avoid groupthink. Committee is when we have people who are able to express their original ideas, where they are able to express their individual contribution. In a meeting, in a committee, people are able to have lot of discussions, debates, brainstorming. You speak something, I counter argue something, another person counter argue something. Some point, some perspective which we did not have in the beginning can develop during the meeting. The ultimate outcome of the committee is in the form of a better decision. You may arrive at a decision which none of the members thought in the beginning, but through debate, through discussions, everybody came to that perspective. Therefore, dear friends, committees are very useful, very effective means of arriving at the right decisions. There are two types of decisions. One is what we call as routine decision, and one is what we call as complex decision. For routine decision, don't have any committee. Communicate directly, one person, tell one person to one person. Communication, decision of communication, final. There is no need of any discussion. It's a routine matter, handle it in a routine manner. But when it's a complex decision, for example, you have to decide about launching of a new product. You have to decide about launching of a new brand. You have to decide about expansion. You have to decide about a business takeover. You have to decide about merger. You have to take up some very complex decision. In that case, it is better to form a committee, because different perspective should come in. People should bring different perspective. Minutes of the discussion should be recorded. And everybody should have an agenda in advance. Everybody should come well prepared. Everybody should have full power to speak. Everybody should be equal. There should be one moderator just to ensure that the discussion is on the track. If people are deviating, the moderator will interrupt, bring people back to the topic, back to the issue, and again discussion will continue. So simple. So when we are having committees, meetings, the decisions are better in case the decisions are complex. If it is a routine decisions, there is no need to give it to committee. Don't waste their time. Groups become team when people have coordination, excellent coordination. The group becomes team. There is coherence, there is collective output, and that is what we call as positive synergy. So let us summarize what we have discussed so far. The goal of effective communication is to achieve better performance in the organization. Organization is sum total of people, group of people who are working for some common cause. There is better coordination in the organization if communication is in a proper sequencing. Organizations are bundles of power. Information is power. Therefore, use communication very carefully because it can give you power. You are creating your own brand, your company's brand by your communication. Everybody is known by what you speak. If you speak something, be careful. Your communication will determine your brand value, your image. So communication is source of power. Organizations have to work. The power of the organization is in synergy. People should know how to work collectively. For that, first of all, create a positive work culture. Create octa-pace culture. Culture of openness, culture of collaboration, culture of trust. People are working together. And thereafter you can create meetings, committees, conferences, brainstorming sessions, and enable people to work together for complex issues. For routine issues, one person can take a decision and implement them. But for complex issues, form committees, diversified team, people from different backgrounds working together trying best solutions. These are the ways you can create powerful communication and effective communication, which will ultimately result in better organization. Thank you, everybody.